It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopped and screwed show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. September 27th, the verdict of Robert Sylvester Kelly, manufacturer case number 19-CR-286. Robert Sylvester Kelly, known as R. Kelly, and the verdict came back guilty. It took 9 hours, 18 minutes, which was the time the jury took out of desperation. R. Kelly's case is in a federal courtroom, and the prosecutors never proved any federal offense. Everyone's moving off of emotions. So I call Exhibit A, police reports. Exhibit B, rape kits. R. Kelly was employed by Sony Music. The music label promoted, facilitated, and established him as a playboy and a sex symbol. We ordered Sony to be a part of this case. We ordered Sony to release his music catalog, which is worth over $1.2 billion. You will not give R. Kelly the Sam Cooke treatment. And we are well aware that there are no more record stores. So masters equal income. Question, what do Sam Cooke, Michael Jackson, Prince, and R. Kelly got in common? Question, what is the difference between R. Kelly and Hugh Hefner? Why not Harvey Weinstein? Why not Marilyn Manson? Why not Roman Polanski? And why not Woody Allen? Now, it is clear that Robert Sylvester Kelly case is systematic racism. Attorney Caddick proved in the court of law that Kelly girlfriends stuck around to live the lavish lifestyle and enjoy shopping sprees. Women came and went right out of Kellz' front door. For example, Holly, she testified she came back 12 times, right on the stand. So I'm tired of the mute R. Kelly. I'm tired of the Me Too and any other groups that's focused on one black man, and that is R. Kelly. So why don't you go after Elvis Presley's estate? My question, why didn't United States put Aaliyah's mother on the stand? Question, why wasn't the parents allowed on the stand? People are so hypocritical, always canceling the person they hate, which is R. Kelly. It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopped and screwed show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. Would you believe that R. Kelly never got a fair trial? It's time to address the prosecution. Let us educate and let us counsel the prosecutors. To use the word recruit does not make sense in this federal court case. To recruit means to get someone or join something. You might recruit people for the army or for your dance group. The verb recruit often refers to formally joining an organization or a group such as military or a corporation. R. Kelly or Robert Kelly is not an organization or a group. Reminder to all those all over the world, this is not RICO, this is about a man's sex life. My question is, why allow certain amount of reporters in the verdict, but not the trial. My question is, when and where did R. Kelly become a predator? My predator never put me on salary. My question is, can you prove without a doubt he only made music to entice women? This case has more holes than Swiss cheese. And as someone who has been gang raped out of Cleveland, Ohio, where there was 28 girls involved, I was the biggest victim of one of the biggest cold cases. I was able to observe the freedom of all the defendants. I was able to observe justice and watch all the defendants get a 3-year sentencing for over 20 girls. R. Kelly is the first person in history to get charged with a dead woman that never claimed to be a victim. Well, shit, let's call each and every one of our houses to the stand. I have rules at my house too. Number 1, take your shoes off at the door. Number 2, do not go upstairs. You cannot roll around my house like it is a museum. Number 3, we only eat in the kitchen. Number 4, never mind, just don't come over without calling. You will not make R. Kelly out to be the face of sex trafficking. You will not brand him as the worstest predator when you have people like Jeffrey Epstein. This case is extreme. You don't really know the facts to this R. Kelly manufactured crisis. Corrupt parents coercing their daughters to lie and pimp celebrities. Lifetime knew they were lying, but they chose to chase ratings. Politician Kim Fox setting him up to win re-election, while Sony is behind it all. It don't matter what the judge say. It don't matter what the jury say. It don't matter what they say. It don't matter what lifetime chopping screws show you, because your freedom comes from God anyway. And like Maya Angelou said, there is a rainbow in every cloud. So hold your head up and be proud. One of the best music engineers in the music industry asked me, Nikki, you barely got a voice. How you gonna record tonight? I told him, in the honor of Robert Sylvester Kelly, I'm going to record tonight. Shout out and we send the love to R. Kelly and to all R. Kelly supporters and fans, family and friends, associates. To the ones who are silent, we love you too. So important here, they can come and watch us here, but we gotta leave us alone. Say no, what you gonna do now? Hope you're ready, cause I'm really about to put it down. Trying to but you can stand you. Tonight I wanna spend you. Yes, I'm gotta make it now. But I'm so I'ma be there. I know I say stuff with the say go. There you go again, that voice. Oh, you make your girlfriend. You've been waiting patiently, wondering when and where I'll be. The cousin rockers in the industry, making this so she can't sleep. What up, y'all? What up, y'all? What up, y'all? This Friday night. Friday night. Y'all see what it is. Friday night. And y'all see the title. When I'm no longer needed, why must I be the bad person? Kellz edition. Let's talk. We're going to have the conversation today that most people are scared to have. And the conversation that most people are scared to have is,
Can you accept the fact that you are used for people to gain what they always wanted to gain or get to from the jump? The second fact is, can you accept the fact that people really ain't rock with you? They only rock with what they can get from you. Yeah, they only rock. Yeah, tonight gonna be deep. And tonight gonna be real deep. And third point, can you accept the fact that everybody's mental capacity is not where yours is at? And I see people talking about Kellz going to McDonald's and this and this and this and this. Oh no, he's going to McDonald's to pick up girls. He's doing that. I don't even feel that. Never did. As Kellz said, he went to McDonald's because it gave him a sense of peace. And it reminds him of when him and his mom used to go to McDonald's together. So before I go deeper into this, I'm gonna say shout out Dream Team, shout out everybody that's here. Nikki Purple, shout out to Nikki Purple. She did her thing today. We're gonna come back with part 2. I'm trying to see if I can get one of my friends to come through that's in the industry. You know, I'm just trying to see if I can make that happen. It's crazy. Hold on. I had a late start. I was supposed to start this an hour ago. An hour and 28 minutes ago. So yeah, I'm late. Hoping she can still get on for a second. Shout out to everybody that's here. What up, Brooke? So for the people that say that Robert gets what he deserved and he was at McDonald's with young girls and he was doing this, let's look at it like this. We all know why he was there. And it was for the remembrance of his mom, but I gave him peace, right? Well, I'm gonna give y'all another avenue. What if, since his last time in school was 11th grade high school, what if his disability stopped him at high school? What if mentally he never went past the 11th grade? What if he felt comfortable being in a comfort zone? Is that criminal? And we're going to have the conversation today. Hey, Queen B, I'm going to open up the phone lines. We're going to talk about it. Is that criminal for you to be comfortable in your comfort zone? But because you are older in age, doesn't mean you're older in mental. You can be older in age. That don't mean you're older in your mental. So until I hear back from who I was having to come on, if we're going to look at some exhibits, we're going to see some things. Now, the title is When I'm No Longer Needed, Why Must I Be the Bad Person? Kellz edition, right? So let's go here. Let's go here. Let's go here.
Then you should pop though. You know, he inspired me. So there, just you want with me.
really all that I would be able to do.
So don't blame me when the shooting don't stop. When kids are not obeying their parents. When kids are listening to rap music or R&B music or sexual music that I put out or whatever. Blame the parents. It's not about what the world thought it was about. It was about me getting relationships with my daughter.
Don't paint no picture. Like, I have not talked to you guys in over a year because I would call you guys 4 or 5 months at a time. So to believe something like that, so extreme, so bizarre, so outrageous, I just couldn't even fathom my parents believing something as bizarre as that.
One of the things that's going to be set up is precedent. And when you look at a man who's being charged like this, what does that give an ordinary man who's not of stature and don't have the ability to draw resources to have 4 attorneys? And all of a sudden he's made with these allegations. How then does he fight? How then does he prepare himself for this Me Too movement as we move forward?
Precedents.
Now, we seen that. We seen how she checked her father. Don't act brand new now. R. Kelly wasn't there. R. Kelly wasn't there. I'm trying to understand this situation because R. Kelly wasn't there. And since R. Kelly wasn't there, she had the nuance to check anybody. That's just who Azriel Clary is. She got it from my mama. She got it from my dad. She ain't playing them games. But what gets me is that you go from that, right? You go from that. Then you go from telling Robert, like, look, don't put Joy on your business list. Keep me number 1. He said, no, I'm with both of y'all. You gets angry and flips on it. And then we see the leading up. So at this time, you sleep in that Larry's crib. Your dad's gone. Whatever they saying whatever to you. Larry say he got you to flip along with your dad. But I beg to differ. And everybody gonna think I'm crazy. But this is why I beg to differ. You cannot get somebody to flip that's already flipped. If somebody say they love you, love is an action word. So you don't gotta tell me that you love me when you don't show me that you love me. Yeah, when I'm home, love is easy to be given. But what about when I'm not around? What about when my back is turned? So the lead up, which she led everybody on a wild goose chase, looked a little something like this.
Dominique and Holly. The only person that was really genuine with me was Dominique, so she's the only one that I keep ties with. So yeah, she was really very, very genuine. She was always genuine. So yeah, she's very strong. I'm super happy for her. She's a mama now. Someone said I photoshopped pics with Dominique. I did not. The picture was of her and Rob. I guess when you try and blow them up and be nosy, that's what happens. Sorry, not Photoshop. Why would I Photoshop a picture when I'm trying to explain my story and it's not frozen, it died. All right, I'm trying to read what you guys say. Somebody say you have to make an album. I know, guys, I'm working. I am working, y'all. I'm working. I'm writing so much music right about now. Just getting a lot of stuff done. A lot of the behind the scenes stuff done. Yeah. Sammy's in here. He said that I just keep his blonde hair. You did just keep his blonde hair, guys. I did attempt to dye my brother's hair blonde. I did. I really did. And I did great. I did great. I did really great. I think I did great. I think I did great. I think I did great. Oh man, you guys are so fun. It's crazy, guys. Like, I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but I was a singer before all of this. So yeah. That being said, you know, when you don't have someone around you telling you what to do every single day, you start to think for yourself. And I started to think for myself. I had time to think for myself rather than to just follow someone else's lead. And so I started to think for myself, started to write. I started to take Belief to the park whenever I wanted. Started to go out and get food rather than it just always being delivered. I started going to the gym. And it's so crazy, guys, because we were at the Trump. The fucking Trump. And this man really did not want us to go to the gym. He wanted us to work out in the fucking condo. Like, you live at the fucking Trump and you're really telling us we can't go to the gym. Like, okay, but you know, when you start to find your own voice, no one can really, you know, stop you from doing what you want to do. And ultimately, that's what happened. I had time to find my own voice. I had time to do what I wanted to do and do what made me happy. And that's what I started to do. And people like control. People don't like what they cannot control. People don't like what they can't control, man. I'm gonna tell you that one right now. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to log back on YouTube because a lot of people who have YouTube, they don't have Instagrams, and I'm trying to let all of you guys get in on this at the same time. But yeah. So I started writing music, guys. I went back to the basics. I went back to the stuff that I originally did that would make me happy, which was writing and writing music. And so many people, like current artists like Meg Thee Stallion, Renee Rucci, a lot of them really inspired me. Of course, Lil' Kim inspired me. Lauryn Hill inspired me. Sade inspired me. And I just felt like for you to be in your 50s, why would you want to not let me live? Like, why would you purposely want to hold me back? Like,
for you to be in your 50s, why would you want to let me live? But if you remember the clip I played before this one, he said, Bear, go ahead and live your life. And she said, no, I don't want to. So do you see the contrast and lies that's going on here? Because these lies are starting to catch up with you. Now, here's one of the biggest lie ever. The biggest lie ever was the lie that nobody saw coming. So we're going to listen to a song and we're going to watch the video. When you are done and you over somebody, you don't care what they do, right? As we heard earlier, at the end of the day, when you are a victim, you don't want nothing to remind you of that person. This right here is what you call jealous, because he said, Joy, it's your turn for 6 months to come visit. So this what came out of that. Hold on. This what came out of that.
Genius. I'ma show you how to leave a nigga real savage. If you fucking with another bitch, I already know she gotta be average. Playing bitches, you still really trying to use people as leverage. Your fans got one more time to try me, then a bitch raising havoc. Them games you running on them, I'm running on you. Now I'm lavish. You wish you was eating this ass instead of your words, that's the saddest. You know I'm wifey, said I'm spicy, and you know I'm feisty. I ain't keeping secrets for a bitch, a nigga that don't like me. You really hurt you sitting there with something you don't even love. And if you was here, don't test me, cause you still would be a dub. I need something you lacking, and it's been that way for a minute. Now watch me run it up, see I don't bubble, watch me pivot.
Within 48 seconds, she said a lot of things that didn't make sense. If you're done with somebody, why are you worried about somebody eating your assets? Not unless you miss getting your assets ate. If you're done with somebody, why, when you knew from the jump that you're not the only one, it comes into, hold on. You're live on the DanaJay show. How can I help you?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for doing a wonderful job with R. Kelly. I looked at that on YouTube, the transcript reading, and I couldn't understand. I thought he was gonna be found not guilty, cause I've been following this case ever since about 30 years, and now the girl's story is conflicting. And then Joanna Pace Sussman said she had her before she met R. Kelly. And Joanna wasn't going with R. Kelly, she was going with Barbara. So how he found guilty and the girl's story done changed about 50 times?
That's the same question that I'm asking. But
and I already know what they did. They took something way back then, made a narrative. Something happened back in 2000 or something, 1999, when this mess all first started, and filled these people with all this propaganda. The media did, and say, here, he did this, he did that, he did this, he did that. Aaliyah pregnant, where the baby at? Where the court document said he was married to Aaliyah?
okay. Well,
and
well, look.
You need more than an ID from the welfare office. You need a state ID or a driver license to state you was born and a birth certificate in order to get married.
Okay. Well, look, let me finish this portion, and I'm gonna go through some documents about what happened today, and then I'm gonna open the phone lines for everybody to call in. Can I get you to call back in then?
All right, thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am.
Bye.
All right. So Azriel is saying all this stuff that she missed from Robert, and then she's shading Joy, all because Azriel was first for 6 months to go visit him. But then when they got to switch, it's a problem. That's greed. That's jealousy. That's pent up anger, pent up frustration. That's mental instability. So if you was willing to kill yourself over a dude who's average, just imagine how far she was willing to go over a dude who's above average. These are the things that we as friends, fans, supporters need to stop and think about. We hear the parents saying, that's my daughter, that's my daughter. Okay, but you pushed your daughter into a situation. When I look at Rico have arms of different things. And they normally say, how did your daughter get there? Did Robert kidnap your daughter? No, he didn't. We took him. Wait. He sent her back, right? Directly back. And what happened after that? Less than 48 hours later, we sent her back. How was she a victim? A victim of what? Because she run y'all. She ain't run him. So what is she a victim of? That lets me know that the parents, along with these children of theirs, were predators. Now, this is what I want y'all to do. Because I'm going to go here today. Cover, hold on. Cover your eyes. I want you to hear something. When you cover your eyes, picture your daughter sounding like this. And I want y'all to put in the chat the first thing that comes to your mind.
Our last conversation that I had with him in Chicago, you know, he inspired me and told me, Sarah, just do what you want with me. He told me to continue to pursue my dream, pursue whatever I wanted to pursue. And that's really all that I would be able to do.
The first thing that comes to your mind as your eyes is closed and you hearing that, or if your eyes are open and you're hearing that, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? I want to hear what y'all think. When you hear that one little clip, and I'm going to play it again for you, because I got some questions to ask. Here we go.
I know Rob, our last conversation that I had with him in Chicago, you know, he inspired me and told me, Sarah, just do what you want with me. He told me to continue to pursue my dream, pursue whatever I want to pursue. And that's really all that I would be able to do.
I want to know what y'all think. Because to me, it sounds like somebody that's lost, somebody that was dependent on Robert Sylvester Kelly without direction. But if that's the case, this came after Gayle King. So if Gayle King inspired you to turn on Rob, what were the conversations after the Gayle King interview? What were the conversations before the Gayle King interview? Let's go here. If Gayle King inspired you to turn on Robert Sylvester Kelly, I thought you said that Robert Sylvester Kelly was nearby. So if Gayle King inspired you to turn on him, how can that be possible if he was nearby? These are questions that I'm having. And then as I look, I understand that Angelo apologized to Asante McGee today and said, I should have believed your story. What story? You was having sex with nephew. Robert never touched you. So how was you a victim? Let's talk. If you're a victim, I'll be the first one to give you relief. But the only victim I see, I can't give him relief because he's behind bars. That's why my title is When I'm No Longer Needed. Why must I be the bad person? Because now the money ran out. The money dried up just a little bit. And you do this? Where's the love? I thought you loved Robert. I thought you would do anything for Robert. I thought these were the same charges from 2008. And he's going to beat this. Ain't that what you said? These the same trumped up charges from 2008. I don't know why they keep messing with him. He gonna beat that. My man. And can't nobody take my man. But you go to Gayle King. And the only thing he did was said, the only thing he said was switch with joy. He didn't say you won't see me again. He said switch with joy. Switch with joy. And then you talk about, I just came back to get joy. You came back to get joy to go well. You don't have a pot to piss in, a window to throw it out of. You don't know which way you're going. So you came back to get joy to take her well. But then you do this.
Decided she'd had more than enough. Part of her finalization in her relationship came by way of her last conversation with Kelly.
Bear, I'm so sorry for you. No. Don't say nothing to me. Don't say nothing to me. Do not say anything to me. Joy is in jail for assault. So I feel so sorry for the both of you. Don't say anything other to me. I feel bad for you. I know, yes, you do. You do. You knew I was coming up here to get joy, and you lied to her. You lied to her. Yep. I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you, Bear. I'm sorry for you. I am so sorry for you. Oh, it's Bear. It's done. It's done, Bear. It's done. It's over.
Wait. It's there. What's there? What's done? What's over? I'm going to say it again. She said, it's there. It's done. It's over. My question is, what's there, what's done, and what's over. Let's finish.
It's over. You may not even make it to trial. I'm so sorry for you.
Okay, let's go there again.
Done, Bear. It's done. It's over. It's over. You may not even make it to trial. I'm so sorry for you.
How do you know that he might not even make it to trial? What have you done to solidify that Robert wouldn't make it to trial? Let's go.
I'm sorry. I really did love you. And you lied to me, and you used me, and you plagued me. Yes, you did, Bear. Yes, you did, Bear. Bye.
The question is, what's done? What's over? You might not even make it to trial. How you know? I'm going to take you back to what I said earlier. 6 months to do a raid. Since when? So after Azriel planted the letters and iPads, she made a call. I know where it's all at. But I thought when the federal government do their homework, they already know where everything is at. See, when I start seeing people move differently and I see things that I shouldn't see, and I see people talking about, I should have believed your story and you're a victim, that traumatizes me. Because what you're now telling me is that people who are bona fide liars are linking up with parents of people who took predatory actions on one man. How fair is that? Where I'm from, that's called the bank. And we don't rock with people that bank people. If you can't do it fair and square, face to face, don't bank him. So, and the breakdown of different things. Now, we don't know for sure that Azriel planted it. But as Mama Mary always say, if it looked like a duck, if it talked like a duck, it damn sure ain't no chicken. My question is to Ann Donnelly. The people that purge themselves, are you going to lock them up for as many times that they purge themselves? That's all I need to know. Because if you ain't going to follow the law to the extent the way it's supposed to be, how is Robert still locked up? But then it get a little worse. I'm sorry. But then it get a little worse. And the worse it get, it's something like this. Do y'all remember this? When Joycelyn Mama posted this, and everybody was asking, how did she get the pic? Now we know. Azriel was asked to get pictures of him while he was naked and while he sleep. Now, we don't have to assume where it came from. Because now the caption that I took from Larry is here. Team Truth 1000. We have receipts. You all keep sleeping on Angelo and how deep this run. Angelo told you first. Angelo might have told us first. He might have. But I have a question. When you tell us, are you telling the whole story? Don't give me a micro bit of yours and all of his. Tell me the whole story. So that way I won't be misled. I won't be under false pretense. How did it happen? Why did you do this? Why did he do that? Well, why did you do that? They always say when you ask somebody a question and they get mad, they don't want to answer the question because they don't want the whole truth to come out. I still have a question. When Robert sent Azriel back, according to the transcript, according to the testimony in court, according to what was said, and I'm sitting right there on day number 3 of Azriel's testimony. When Robert sent her back, why did y'all send her back to him in less than 48 hours? Not unless it was a long-term plan to have a monetary gain. My daughter's with Robert Kelly. My daughter get the riches because she my daughter. Do y'all understand where I'm coming from with this? This ain't one of them lives that's gonna have you hooping and hollering. Oh! No. This ain't one of them. This is one of them lives that's gonna have you saying things that make you go, Only thing I want to do is pique your mind about something. I don't want you to come to my side. I just want to pique your mind. I just want you to understand that I see what other people overlook. Now, let's go this far, because I'm going to show you something else. Let's go this far. I know Robert was preparing for a tour. And I'm playing this because Ann Donnelly wouldn't let this come in. I know Robert was preparing for a tour. So he ordered a mask that resembles him. So that way somebody can come out on stage and intrigue the audience while he come from the back end and shock everybody. And see if his real fans can know the difference. Well, when Team Truth at the time got a hold of it, it turned into a mask for him to escape and leave the country and this and this. He was going to get on a plane. He was going to leave the country and say, hell with everything. You ran with that story. Why? Because Azriel said so, right? A young lady who's scorned, who's angry, and who's bitter, but you run with the story. And then you say, well, y'all don't know, Azriel was there. Okay, well, here's my question that I asked him about it, and he skipped over it. What makes Azriel mouth a prayer book? Because we are recording several lives. So let's look at this.
What would appear to be an overwhelming, insurmountable mountain of thought-provoking evidence, nothing would be more damaging than Azriel cooperating with federal authorities. What she would go on to reveal would be mind-blowing.
Where are you right now?
I'm at the hospital. I'm trying to get to storage currently before he has Nix tell the workers to move everything out.
Bingo! Why are you trying to get to the storage? Let's look at it again.
Than Azriel cooperating with federal authorities. What she would go on to reveal would be mind-blowing.
Where are you right now?
I'm at the hospital. I'm trying to get to storage currently before he has Nix tell the workers to move everything out.
But we want to talk to you about the storage. You don't need to worry worry about going there because we are sending agents there to secure the area.
Okay.
Have you been to the storage facility yourself?
I have been.
Okay, and around when?
Stop. If Kanik was able to play this, but Aunt Donnelly said no, this would have debunked everything that special agent has said. Kanik asked the agent, do you know if Azriel been to the storage? He said, I don't. You're a lie, because your compadre just asked her and she said, I have been there. You've been there to do what? Well, it seems like the letters were planted. Let me, in my Missy Elliott verse, let me put it down, flip it, and reverse it. Because y'all, let me give it to you straight once again. Every clue is there. And yes, this is the presidents that I pulled out of. I mean, I'm just saying. You can't tell me I'm wrong for hearing what I'm hearing. So when you come at me and say, my daughter ain't do that, or when people say, Azriel ain't plant nothing, better believe it. Understand this. If you think I'm here to play around with y'all, God damn it, I'm not. Let's listen to Presidents, Part 4. Now, I understand why Azriel didn't want this to come out. But let's listen to what you say as.
Then Azriel cooperated with federal authorities. What she would go on to reveal would be mind-blowing.
Where are you right now?
I'm trying to get to storage currently.
Listen, you're at the you know what?
Where are you right
Y'all don't understand what I'm feeling right now. Check this out. If an agent is yelling at you, where are you at right now? That means y'all have more than just a telephone conference conversation. That means y'all have had personal, in-depth conversation. That means y'all spent time together. So for the agent for Homeland Security, how you don't know that they have talked? But I'm gonna shut up. I ain't gonna play no sound effects. I'm gonna let everybody hear it themselves.
What she would go on to reveal would be mind-blowing.
Where are you right now?
I'm at the hospital. I'm trying to get to storage currently before he has Nix tell the workers to move everything out.
But we want to talk to you about the storage. You don't need to worry about going there because we are sending agents there to secure the area.
Okay.
Have you been to the storage facility yourself?
I have been.
Okay, and around when was the last time you were there?
The last time we went there was after we moved out of the studio. We went there because we had to get like winter clothes out of there. So we got like winter clothes, jackets, that's me, all kinds of stuff that we needed to get out. And
around when was that?
I believe it was sometime this year, probably around like maybe February.
Stop. When are you going to get your lie straight? If you would have told her you was there before the time that you said, they would have easily said you are tampering. But because you're trying to say, oh, I was there around February, that's in dead winter when it comes to Chicago. So you're not going to go to a studio to get coats and stuff in dead winter. You're going to go when winter first start or when fall first start. Who do you think you playing with? Help me make sense to this.
February of 2019?
Yes, of 2019.
And at the time, Robert was low on money, so he also went there to see, like, to get budget. He maybe felt like he had stashed some and maybe a jacket or something.
Okay, and what does the storage unit look like?
The storage unit is like an industrial building, so it looks very, very regular. It's just like a warehouse that is full of stuff. It's full of furniture from his first big house, from his first mansion. It has cars in there, I believe. It's just a bunch of stuff that has accumulated from every single apartment that he's had over these prior, years. I know for sure it is in Schaumburg because it's about 10-12 minutes from Whitfield Mall in Schaumburg. So usually what we would do is we would go to the mall while they were at storage.
Okay. And the time you were there, did you see any other types of items like electronics or?
No, but I know that all of his electronics are in storage. I know that for a fact.
And how do you know that?
Because he has told me and because he confides in me. And when they move stuff, they move everything to storage.
Okay. And did he tell you they were in that storage unit?
He did not tell me, but I know that that is the only storage that they move everything to. Because like I said, it has stuff from his Orland Park home in there. When you first go in, there's nothing but trash bags and racks of clothing, because that is the last stuff that was left when they moved out everything in the studio. And then in the back room, it goes on infinitely. Like, I couldn't even tell you like what's in there because it's so much stuff in there. It's just piled and piled and piled and piled. But I do know for sure that his electronics, his iPads, everything is in there. Old phones that girlfriends have that, he keeps when they leave. They are all in there. He definitely does try and keep it concealed. He will put it in a different box, like maybe a shoe box, a Versace box. He'll have about 20 iPads in one box. And he'll tell them to bring a Versace box or bring a Tom Ford box from storage. And when you open it up, it'll have about 20 to 30 iPads in it. And he'll keep those iPads for, periodically, and then he'll switch them out.
While you were in the warehouse part, did you see any boxes?
It's hundreds of boxes. It's hundreds of boxes.
Okay. And did you ever see the types of stuff that was on those iPads that he wanted sent to storage?
Yes. It was videos. It would be videos of him having like with 3-4 women. It was videos of me and him together. It was videos of him with every girlfriend or every girl that he's ever encountered or been with. It was videos of him, he showed me a video of him beating Holly and then making Holly walk. He has shown me videos of him fucking, like having intercourse with other men, with both Joycelyn, Neek, Juice, V, Dominique. He has shown me videos of both Juice with her mother. He has shown me of them two both being intimate with Robert.
And there the case goes. So when you see people on the internet talk about Dana sent this, Levi sent this, tell them to understand that they don't know what they're talking about. By that testimony alone. That's what they was bringing up on Robert. Everything that was asked in court, you just heard it on Presidents. But I want to point your attention to something. They said, what does storage look like? Well, when you first walk in, there's bags and stuff like that. That's where they found the letters at under the bags. So if they found the letters under the bags, how come the letters wasn't warped or anything, but they were in letter protectors? Robert don't know nothing about letter protectors. But you do, Az. You used to download stuff to his phone and used to show him how to work his phone. So once again, why is Robert being charged with stuff that he didn't know how to do? But then as I listened to that, something just popped in my mind. They say they pulled the conversation out of Robert's phone between him, Don Russell, and June Barrett. I know for a fact that Don Russell had Robert's phone at the gym and Robert went off. But let's go to a place. What if when the conversation took place, because Azriel was trusted, what if Azriel was texting Don and June, I'll send you more? What if Azriel was texting those things to them? We can't tell because it's from Robert's phone. It's under his name, it's under the account. We can't tell who was texting at that time. We just know a text went through. But if Robert don't text because he can't spell, Azriel can text fluently. And when I say the setup, Don and Angelo was close. As Don said, I talked to Clary, he's fine, he's on board. Tim, we need you on board. No, man, tell Robbie, I'm gonna just go ahead and make my millions. He can have his wife. Clary was on board for what? What was Clary on board for? Unless the way it shifted is, Don told Angelo, look, you talk to your daughter all the time. Tell us in his text messages, if it ever come out, it'll fall back on him and not us. When you are criminal-minded, you have to think like a criminal. So when that came to my mind just a few minutes ago, I said, what if Azriel sent that to June, portraying to be Robert? Because we all know that Alice supposed to have sent texts to Robert, portraying to be Azriel. Y'all don't want this truth. Y'all don't want this truth. And like I say, when I bring it to you, I bring receipts with it. So let's finish watching part 4. Okay? Let's finish watching part 4. Because I understand that this truth is upsetting, which it should be.
He has shown me videos of with her, I believe, niece or little sister, I don't know, but she was probably about 6 or 7, and she was on video, both of them were naked, and she was touching her little
That right there. They ran with it and said, Robert touching 6 or 7-year-olds. Why? Because Azriel said it. Now watch this. If that was factual, why didn't it come up in court? That alone would have hammered Robert. But it never came up in court. Which means the federal government and the prosecutor willingly put Azriel on the stand knowing that she lied to them. Have y'all heard of a story recently of a young brother who was doing life in jail, but because the prosecutor willingly known had the defendants lie, or the prosecutor had, their witnesses lie, knowingly that they lied to get in a conviction, his case was overturned. So there's so many holes in this. I'm just giving y'all aspects. I'm giving y'all aspiration. I'm giving y'all hope that hopefully I'm not the only one that's trying to get Ann Donnelly looked into. Hoping that I'm not the only one who's fighting for Robert, not just on one front, but on all fronts and trying to cover all bases. They say he out Kang, right? No, I am my brother's keeper. Let's finish.
Niece or sister, I don't know. He has all kinds of videos. He has videos of assistants, you know, being intimate with us, his girlfriends. He has so many different types of videos for different reasons. Some of them are because, you know, if, you know, he ever needs to put it out, he can put it out to extort you. He has videos of us saying that, you know, our parents have molested us or touched us. He has a video of me, he made me do this video actually of me doing a number 2 in a cup and then eating it out of the cup.
Time out. Time out. I got a question. Why didn't that come up in court? Why didn't that come up in court? If you was eating feces, why didn't that come up in court? And if you was eating feces, why are you still living? Because if you eat feces, you will have to get your stomach pumped. You will have to get your stomach pumped immediately, or the bacteria will eat through your organs. So why didn't that come up in court? That's another lie. So the federal prosecutor know that they put well-known liars on the stand against this man, which is unethical anyway. Make this make sense. And then, oh, he recording assistants having sex with us. Where's that crime? Is that a crime? So I'm wrong if I'm smashing you and I let my homeboy smash. Am I wrong? The only way it become a crime is if you say no. Then it become rape. But you didn't say no. Because you were so caught up in, I'm with R. Kelly. I get $5,000 a week. I don't care what nobody said. But when the money drew up, now you're a victim. Let's finish. Let's finish. And people be like, he victim shaming. No, I'm not victim shaming. I'm predator shaming.
And when he saw the video, he said you weren't convincing enough, and he told me to do it again. And at that time, he made go get an iPad, and she gave me a whole bunch of junk food to eat so that I could be able to, you know, poop or boo-boo. And he just makes a lot of us do a lot of stuff to make him feel more comfortable. So I definitely know that there is a lot of, like, just him, like, stuff like that on there. It's nothing but, you know, either extortion or sex.
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Azriel's cooperation with federal authorities is, to say the least, compelling. Her testimony is arguably enough to publicly convict Kelly. But what about in a court of law? Does compelling equate to verifiable proof, or just another story? This is what makes all of Kelly's accusers questionable: their proof. the evidence, or the lack thereof. And this is also what sets a precedence for all. What this means, in common law legal systems, a precedent or authority is a legal case that establishes a principle or rule.
This is just part one. I guess the guest that I was going to have come on, she had something else to do. But this is just part one of the series that I'm running. When I'm no longer needed, why must I be the bad person? Kellz edition. Let's talk. We're going to pick this back up on Monday. Remember, you don't have to be great to get started, but you have to get started to be great. Be someone important, y'all. Be yourself. And remember, you kill lies, hate, and despair with truth, honesty, and respect. At the end of the day, hashtag free Kellz. Until Monday, DanaJay. Want to say y'all have a good weekend. Enjoy your time with your family and love on the real people that love on you. Anybody else is toxic. Cut them off. See y'all Monday. What you gonna do now? Hope you better got some feeling about to put it down. Tell you now I will never disrespect you. We love tomorrow, but tonight I want to spend you. That ass jump down and you
I don't like to waste time on stupid conversation. There's no profit in that.
Yeah.
So if I'm around people that are always complaining with no solutions, then I'm wasting real estate in my brain for what I need to project.
Yeah.
What I project
Hold on,
wait. In my
hold on,
reality.
that's what I'm gonna do.
So that real estate only has to be for evolution, things that are going to help me get where I got to go. You understand?
Look, y'all. Wait. Nobody go. Nobody go nowhere. I have a hair. Nobody go nowhere. Nobody go nowhere. I got 172 in the chat. Nobody go nowhere. This is what we gonna do. And you got the link I sent you? Yeah. Nobody go nowhere. Hit that link. Because we're gonna bring her on YouTube. Yeah. Click on the link and, oh, you know what? Hold on, wait. I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Don't time out no spammers. Block them. Don't time them out. Block them. We ain't entertaining spammers. Hold on. Hold on. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put a special message in here. Hold on. Oh shoot. This is what I'm gonna do. Hold on. I'm gonna put a special message in here. Hold on. Oh shoot. This is what I'm gonna do. Hold on. I'm gonna put a special message in here. Hold on. Nobody go nowhere. Come on. Deb, but I'm about to put the link in the chat. Just hit the link. I'm gonna pin it to the side. Okay. Nobody go nowhere. I told y'all I'm bringing the guests in. That's how we're gonna do it. I wanted to bring somebody that's within the music industry, that's been around for a while. Let's see. That's all you gotta do is hit the link. I'm waiting for our guest to come. Hold on. She said she was looking for me on Facebook. Yeah, you know, Facebook tried to restrict me. So as soon as she hit that link, and we're gonna go full force. Right, Kimberly. God gonna get us a line on the child of God. Yeah. Expose the corruption. You know it. If you hit the link, it'll come right in, Deb. Let me see. That is. That's what I'm looking for. Debbie.
Hello?
That's what I'm talking about. That's how we're gonna do it.
You got me out here looking good and crazy.
Nah. You good.
Whatever.
Look, like I said, I want somebody who's in the industry that can sing, that been around the block a few times, that have a mindset of what's going on, and that have a mindset of people. Well, to some I present to you and to others, I know y'all might know it, but if y'all don't, this is the great Deborah Mary. Everybody say hello to Deborah. Deborah, what is your cash at?
It ain't even about that, bro.
Oh, well, you know that's how we do over here at the Dream Team, and we always like to make our guests feel well.
Honestly, it's not even about that. If people receive it, that's the blessing for me right there. That's it.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. So Deborah, look, let's get straight to it. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Deborah Murray. I'm from Boston, Massachusetts. I was living in Atlanta, Georgia, but as of last week, I became a homeowner.
You left me.
Fort Valley, Georgia. Woohoo! I just want to say to anybody that's out there that's considering it, don't let anything stop you. I promise you. You can hit me up on Facebook, anywhere. I'll tell you how it is. It was a process, but it's the easiest thing to do. Just got to have some faith. I'm a mom. I'm a gospel artist. I be trying to sing R&B, y'all, but when I sing R&B, people still feel like they need to go to church and repent. So I just stick with gospel. I've been around, like Dana said, a time 2, 3, 5, or 6. Yeah, That's about it. I'm just Deborah. I'm a preacher. I mean, yeah, but this ain't even nothing spiritual. This is just actual factual life.
So question, with it being actual factual, if you had a chance to sit and talk to Robert in his cell right now, this is no holds barred, let loose, what would you say to Robert?
If I had a chance to talk to him, first of all, if they would allow me, I'd probably hug him first. And it's not about being a fan. I'll be 45. Oh my God, we're in October, best month of the year. In about 13. So I've grown up hearing, R. Kelly's music and this, that, and the fourth. Like I said, I'm a church girl, even though I know the music, I don't know every little lyric. But I'm a fan of just where he comes from. And when you deal with mental things, you can kind of already look into it. I've been raped, I've been molested, I've been through trauma. So it comes out in your work. And a lot of people just look at it as, oh man, he's a hit maker. He's making great music, but never really realizing the story that went behind it, or the trauma that was behind it, or the issue that was behind it. So what I would say to him is, listen, I'm not saying you're guilty. I'm not saying you're innocent. I'm not God. I'm neither judge nor jury. What I am saying is that 16, 17-year-old boy that they got out of high school, who had been traumatized, who couldn't read or write or do any of those things properly to the extent that he should have been able, I would say go back and get in touch with that little boy, because that's where he lost himself. I mean, I want everybody to just take a minute that's even in the room and just think about the first time I was introduced to sex, I was about 8, 9 years old. And it was at that moment that I lost that innocent little girl. So I spent years, 6 kids later, 6 fathers later, 6 fathers to my children later, bad marriage, all that stuff. I spent all them years trying to cultivate that little girl, because that's what I remember. I lost my innocence at that moment. So where they took him from, all they saw was his gift. All they saw was his talent. They didn't see the scars. They didn't even care about the scars. I'm quite sure, like many of us, we don't care about it. Just keep dropping bomb music. Just keep giving us some feel good, some baby making music, some let me go to the club and drop it 2 or 3 times. I can't drop it no more because my knees hurt. But that's all we care about. That's all we were thinking about. But how many people really ever sat and just listened to the words? He's been talking about himself for a long time. He just hid it in the music and people missed it. So while I don't believe that anybody should be abused, young, older, in between. But as a grown woman at 44 years old, if I got with a man that was doing some of the stuff that they said was going on, I gotta have enough strength to say bye. The young girls that their parents let them go, that's something a whole lot different. But when I talked to Dana earlier, I was saying to Dana, I'm tired of being good enough until there's no more money, till there's no more food stamps, till there's no more roof for you to run up under, till I don't want to sleep with you no more. And you got to figure out what your until is. Some of us are only good to people until they're done, until they're tired. When do you become tired? I really, my heart goes out to him. People who have been victims normally become abusers. They normally become abusers because in their mind, like, that's all they know. I was super promiscuous because I thought the way to get someone to love me, because who did it to me said that they loved me and cared about me. I thought the way to get someone to love me was by having sex. Can I tell y'all that at almost 45, I didn't realize until late 30s, my very late 30s, almost 40, that ain't it. Yes, I said dat, D-A-T. But that's seriously, that's not it. That's not the way. So To him, I would definitely say, don't let where you are right now be your finality.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you this, Deborah. Question. When you were raped and taken advantage of,
Mm-hmm.
did you want to ever see your victimizer ever again?
Well, this is twofold. So when I was molested, honestly, let me be very honest with you all. To this very day, I love my abuser to life. Hear me. I love my abuser to life. I have an unnatural attachment to that person. And I'm not a hateful person. I've been angry and stuff like that, but I'm not a hateful person. Now, when I was raped, I was in foster care, and I put myself, hear me when I say this to you all, I put myself in a not good situation. And I put myself in that situation knowing that this could probably go to the left. But, you know, I was Deborah. I was going to thug it out.
Right.
And I got ran through. I hate to just be that raw. And when I say ran through, I'm not talking about the sexual aspect. I mean, like, these niggas tied me up and then some.
Wow.
But I put myself in a predicament that I knew at 14 years old, I had no business being in.
So let me ask you this. Let me bring it to you this way. Let's take, and you know, I know all the kids. Let's take your oldest. Female.
Mm-hmm.
Female.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
She's dating a guy. He breaks her heart. You comes in and find her in the tub, face down, taking pills, almost dead.
Mm-hmm.
3 days later, it's a concert called the Funk Fest. Opening night is Trey Songz headline. Middle night, Chris Brown headliner. Sunday night is the close-up with R. Kelly as the headliner. You want to appease your daughter because your daughter is an inspired singer.
Mm-hmm.
Are you taking her to see any concert 3 days removed of her trying to kill herself?
Okay. So, and you knowing me and you knowing my daughter is in love with Chris Brown.
That's
and
why I said what I said.
She has begged you to take her to see him.
Right.
As her mother, she is now 19 years old, guys, and she wants to go see the 85 South show in Charleston, South Carolina for her birthday.
Don't tell me that.
And, no, she really wants to go.
We'll talk offline. Let me see what I can do.
She really wants to go see the show.
Let me see what I can do. We'll talk offline.
No, wait a minute. She wants front row tickets and all of that.
Let me see what I can do.
She's 19. But my daughter suffered some trauma that at 19, she's still not 19.
Mm-hmm.
She's still the 15-year-old girl that was abused and hurt. So I wouldn't send my child out to the swine. I'm just not going to send her out there where I know she's impressionable, she's susceptible. And if she did go, y'all know I can't take all the cussing, but if she did go, I would be with her or someone that I 152%, like we on Maury somewhere, trust to make sure that my daughter is going to be with them all night. When she got to go to the bathroom, you got to go to the bathroom. Right. That type of situation. So but 3 days removed from her trying to kill herself, no, baby girl, we need to get some help.
Okay.
This ain't the way.
Okay, let's go here. She loves Chris Brown. Right? Listen.
That poor thing need prayer. Go ahead.
I know you wouldn't do it, but let's hypothetically say you sends a letter with Chris Brown's mom that she's going on tour with Chris, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The whole time you texting Chris a lot of sexual explicit stuff, but you put your daughter in the forefront, like it's your daughter. She goes with Chris. Chris find out that she's 17 and 9 months. He flies her back immediately to you. After that, you and your husband withdraws her from school in the state that you're in, signs a emancipation letter, and sends her back to Chris Brown. Well, 6 years later after that, you're now saying that your daughter's a victim.
Again,
how would that pan out?
First of all, this me you talking to.
Right.
Again, that's DAT.
Not going to happen.
That's not going to happen. These people, and like I said, I don't know a lot of the logistics because I don't watch a bunch of news. I got too much other stuff going on. I get little bits and pieces here and there. These people hold their kids out, for lack of a better word.
Right.
While the money was good, while they was getting what they was getting. I mean, a lot of it is you really have to pay attention. That's that thing. Until there was no more, until you couldn't get anything else, now your child is a victim. Now this does that and the fourth. And I'm not saying, again, guys, whoever is out here and whatever you're thinking, I'm not saying this did happen. I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but everybody needs to hold their self accountable for what they allow to happen. Right. And I'm not speaking of the children.
Right.
Not speaking of these underage girls who parents, come on, let's be real. I mean, as much as I love to sing, if R. Kelly called me like, hey, I want you to do X, Y, and Z, I'm on it. What flight we on? I see it as an opportunity. Now, when I get there and some stuff don't look right and it ain't lining up, hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute. And no, it's not always that easy to get away, especially when you have no one. And if your parents gave you over because they wanted to capitalize on it, then I mean, you ain't got nobody. But me, my child, no. I'm sorry. I'm not putting my daughter is, she got a body. She's had a body since she was about 13 years old. I would dare not send her somewhere dressed vicariously, little booty shorts and all of this other stuff, all this crazy stuff. I'm putting her on a plate and serving her up. No, I wouldn't do that.
So next question. If you let me switch it to you. If you dating a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That got a nice physique, nice body, and well packaged.
Mm-hmm.
And it's sweatpants season, great sweatpants season.
Y'all in these stupid, don't be deceived by them gray sweatpants.
Listen, and it's great sweatpants season. And he's well packaged, well endowed.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see anything wrong with wanting him to dress and stuff a little baggy so that way it won't be too revealing?
No.
When have that ever became a crime?
It's not a crime. I mean, just like some men who have women who have, no stomachs and these big old booties and all these boobies, it's hard to cover up, but you still want to give some type of illusion where when they walking down the street, it ain't, necks on a swivel. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, that's becoming a crime. That's called coercion in the Mann Act.
I mean, I've heard it. I've definitely heard it. But if you're coerced by the shape of what you see in the pants, baby, get your life together, okay? Because most big penises don't work right. Oh. I've had enough of them to tell the story for a few people. I'm sorry. Most, this is just my experience. This ain't everybody.
Right.
But most people who are well endowed, they're not trying to help you out. They feel like they're doing you a favor. So they're not putting in the time and the attention. All they're like is, I came here with a whole rack of lamb, pork chops. I got it all. I'm laying it on you. There's no intimacy. There's no nothing. So if you deceived by them gray sweatpants, bless your heart and all your pots. Everyone.
So when you said when the money is gone, that's when everybody turned victim. I kind of understand. At first, I didn't understand it, but then when I listened to, they were getting $5,000 a week. Their Uber account and their Lyft account was paid for, but the only thing they had to do was come and go as they pleased. But they became victims when the $5,000 a week stopped. So is it safe to say that they were predators and Robert was the victim?
Well, I won't say he was a victim. I'll say everybody was getting what they wanted out of the situation. They was getting money, and if it be true, he had women in every other room. But even that, to the natural-minded person, would be like, yo.
That's not a crime.
No, it's not a crime, but to the natural-minded person, to someone who thinks, like, why do you need all of this? Like, what are you hiding? What are you not dealing with? Like, what's going on? I feel like he didn't have no real friends. And we know someone like that. Like, I feel like he didn't have any real friends that he could really talk to, really be himself with. They didn't want anything from him. They weren't trying to get on a record. They weren't trying to get no money. They weren't trying to sleep with him. He didn't have, that's just my opinion. He didn't have any real friends that called him on his bull. Like, bro, what is you doing? There's always that. You always got one or two people that you might try to stay away from because you know they're going to get you together, but they're going to tell you the truth. Like, yo, Dana, this ain't the way, bro. This ain't it. Hell, I done told you that.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
This ain't it. What are you missing? Because this ain't it.
Yeah, you told me.
This ain't it.
Yeah, we've been on that talk before.
Listen, I mean, anybody that's out there, I haven't really watched the trial. I didn't get into a lot of it because it's sad. It's sad on every side.
How they it's like they just stripping him. Then the first thing they said, all right, this trial was supposed to be about underage girls and all of this, right? Mm-hmm. How did it shift from that to now we taking his assets? And everybody know what his assets is, his masters.
I mean, listen, everybody got their hand out. And can I tell you something? And this is gonna sound so crazy to you, and I almost cried when I want to say it to you. Yo, you could take everything that I've had. You can. Give me back my freedom. I can do this again. Y'all can only live off of this. Y'all can only live off of this one moment. Y'all can play the victim and the sympathy card and the empathy. Y'all can only live off of this for one moment. But what's in me, I can continue to live off of it. And now my story's gonna flip like differently. It's even when he went through the stuff that he went through before, at that point, where were the real friends? Like, yo, bruh, God saw us through. Let's move forward. We gotta move different. But now everybody's coming forward because you ain't on payroll no more. Because you ain't this and you ain't that. Oh, he did this to me and he did that to me. R. Kelly's not an ugly dude. Let's be real. And I'm, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But some of these people that came forward, I was like, who in the hell left the gate open? Who sent Florida Evans to the trial? Why is Florida Evans up here testifying, Jesus? I mean, that was just me seeing clips, and I'm not saying that, he didn't, but it was to me, a lot of it was an act. A lot of it is, come on, look at all these white men who have been raping women for years in political positions. They free. Yeah. But because Bill Cosby gave somebody something years ago, he was in prison.
And Bob Yeager can get out the next day.
Come on, what's the dude Weinstein? He did so much and knew so much, they killed him in prison. They put him in the roughest, nastiest, ghettoest prison ever.
Epstein.
Yeah, Epstein. Y'all killed him in prison because y'all didn't want the truth to come out. Y'all didn't want him to have to face nothing or whatever the case may be. But here it is, R. Kelly, who, for the most part, from what I'm hearing, you had a lot of consensual situations.
A lot.
A lot of consensual. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff was downright crazy. I mean, it was just downright crazy. But yo, you'd be surprised at what people will do for a couple of dollars. But when they realize that they're not of use anymore, now, oh, he did me so wrong. And now I can talk because he's gone. And don't bank on that, boo.
Then the thing that get me is that his label picks up his ex-girlfriend. And I'm sitting back like, wait a minute.
Listen.
Sony is with this against
everybody is going to capitalize on this. People are going to come up on his back. That's what you know. This is a dog eat dog type situation. People are gonna come, they're gonna ride this to the hill. People that don't even believe it. If it does them some justice to go along, yeah, man, keep R. Kelly in jail, all that. Oh, ban R. Kelly, don't play his music. What? I wish I wouldn't sing again. I Believe I Can Fly. I made some of my best money singing I Believe I Can Fly. You know, so my whole thing is, was there some wrong? Yes. Were there a lot of lies? Yes. Absolutely. I believe this. I believe 50-50. I believe that there was and there was not. But I think the way that everybody's going about it was just wrong.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
As a survivor, as a real survivor, as a real victim, when you were victimized, would you be thinking about trying to get an Emmy or trying to get some Birkin bags or some red bottoms?
Heck no. No.
This is the problem. This is the problem that I'm having, because people want to call these actors victims. So I said, I'm gonna get real victims on here.
I can't tell you how to respond to trauma. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Everybody responds differently. But if I got on what was that episode thing that they did with them? If I got on like one of those type of documentaries, if I got on one of those, I wouldn't be there to talk about the people that did it.
Right.
I would really be there to say what it took me through.
Right.
The path I went down after all of that, and after dealing with all of that. I'm not gonna glorify the person. I would never do that. I mean, one of them's dead. But getting something out of it, like even when my daughter went through what she went through, I was in a church when it happened.
Yeah.
And the first thing they said to me, well, Miss Murray, you do have $1 million lawsuit against the church. Absolutely not. No amount of money is going to make me or my child feel any better about what happened to her. Nothing. So, like I said, for everybody, it's a little different, but real victims, real people who suffer, I don't believe that they're out here trying to go buy some red bottoms.
Or trying to get an Emmy Award for surviving R. Kelly.
No, I don't see that. I'm just one person. I just don't see that happen. And I see you maybe trying to help somebody else, but I don't see you trying to capitalize off of it. And that's all I see right now is, everybody's capitalizing off of it.
So question. Yeah, like you said it. But I mean, but this is intriguing and is impactful and is helpful, because real victims, well, but I ain't gonna tell it, but I'm gonna ask you, when you see stuff like Surviving R. Kelly, with you being a real victim and knowing that one of the main attractions was Jerronda Pace, who we found out in court never slept with R. Kelly. actually extorted R. Kelly with one of his so-called friends. And whenever she got paid, he got paid, meaning a friend.
Mm-hmm.
So as you being a real victim, and when you see these fake actors, wannabe accusers, whenever you see that, how do it make you feel inside?
Well, one, I don't really watch a lot of it. That's one. Because I can't tell you what your truth is. I can't tell you how to feel about it, how to not feel about it, how to think about it. All I can say is you got some real victims on the corner that are homeless because they were victims and didn't know how to heal.
Right.
You got some real victims out here like Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because they didn't know how to get no. The victims that I know, the get up and the comeback is different, y'all. I'm about to be 45 and I'm just getting up. I'm just getting up because that messes with your mental. It messes with your mental. Whether you smoke weed like crazy, whether you become an alcoholic, whether it's different for everybody, but it messes with your mental. It'll make what is right seemingly questionably wrong. And what's wrong, it'll make it look like, okay, I'm gonna do that.
So I guess if you was to watch it, would it make you mad to see how they are trying to exploit a false narrative about this man?
I mean, I saw some of it. The only part that when we've sat and looked at little clips, the only part that got me was there was one lady, I can't remember who she was, but I think she was at the end. In my opinion, light skin,
light brown skin, had a blowout, a bush.
I can't even remember, but.
Or was she light skinned and had track in her head? Because if she light skinned and had track in her head, that's Lizette.
No, this person was really emotional and talked about how she still loved him.
Dominique.
Okay. To me, that's how a lot of people respond. That's how a lot of victims respond. Like,
well, I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna give you the backstory on it.
You don't have to.
No. But I'm gonna tell you because Surviving R. Kelly chopped her story, and she was saying that
hers was real short.
Right. But that's Dominique, and she said when she started crying, Surviving R. Kelly made it seem like she was crying because she was hurt because of the trauma from Robert, and she said no, and she said when I started crying, they asked me before I started crying to think back to when everything was good. And she said, me and Robert, and we had some bad days, but most of the days were great. And she said that she started crying because she remembered the funny stuff that they used to do.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what I'm saying. She was definitely, and like I said, it is different for everyone. However, it's just, again, I can't tell you how to respond to what you're going through or not going through. I can't do that. Hold for 1 second.
I remember walking to high school and one of my classmates' father used to drive around every morning. He pulled up to me and parked. I walked by and he would be playing with himself. I never thought, whoa.
What happened?
Whoa, that's crazy, Miss Rebecca. And she said, I remember walking to high school and one of my classmates' father used to drive around every morning. He pulled up to me and parked. I walked by and he would be playing with himself. I never told. That's crazy.
Listen, that stuff traumatizes you. I got to walk out of this room so my little people can go to sleep. But and I'm quite sure she's not young in saying this.
Right.
And it almost makes you feel like, who's going to believe me?
Right.
Are they going to talk about me? Are they going to think that I'm lying or think that I'm crazy? Hold on.
And Miss Sharon Moore said, but a woman can holler rape and a man is going to jail for that. I don't have to even know I don't have to even know the man. Oh, she retracted it. Oh man. But whatever she was saying, I know it was good. I know it was good.
Listen, there are definitely men who have been victims. But again, most people who've been through that, they don't really want to talk about it because they feel like nobody may not believe them.
Staying Safe said, hold on. Staying Safe said, I'm a real victim. Pretty much, I'm a real victim and I still suffer from PTSD.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ask her how old she is.
Staying Safe, how old are you? And she said, I too have seen that a lot. Men masturbating, parked in their cars, walking to school. It's sickening.
I've seen guys, I pull up on them at a light and see it. Like, yo, what's going through your head?
Veronica said, I'm a pro se attorney, and this can set R. Kelly guilt decision aside to do another trial. Wow.
You gotta, and I mean, I'm glad that attorney said that. You gotta have some people who have really suffered get up and talk, and they're unbiased because they really have nothing to do with it, but they're speaking from a real victim standpoint. Like, y'all are up possibly faking the funk and lying, and you have real people who are out here who have suffered and trying to figure out, how do I go on tomorrow pretending like nothing happened 15 years ago? Like, that's not fair. When you see this stuff, you just don't know. It brings up so much stuff. That's why I don't watch it. It brings up so much stuff in other people.
Can I think,
like, wow.
Can I think, and see, and that was my theory. And my theory was, when Surviving R. Kelly dropped, all of the victims, the real victims that's been really victimized, and their victimizer haven't been caught, and they haven't had closure. When they see that, it triggers them, along with the music, it triggers them instantly. So they're not looking at R. Kelly. They seeing their victimizer that's there, and they saying he's guilty. But they're not looking at it as being R. Kelly at that instant second. That's their victimizer, but it just happened to be R. Kelly at the time because he's the poster boy.
That's it. Because if he was not who he is, it wouldn't be anything of this magnitude.
Right.
It wouldn't.
Matter of fact, if he didn't say, I want my master's, we wouldn't be going through this. So now here's my question. Do he give his creativity away just to start over?
What you don't realize is giving his creativity away would be giving himself away.
Right.
So no, he's not. He's giving, don't get me wrong. He worked hard for what he has, for what he's created, but that's stuff that he can get back, Dana. And I'm not trying to be funny. Those are things that you can get back. Those are, and actually for what he's going through right now, he might not even want that back. It's time to create something fresh. And like, I've heard some of the stuff that's been put out since he's been locked up. And it's just like, this is it right here. This is where you see the other side. Now the sexual aspect is going away, and now that broken side is coming out. Like, no one can ever take away the creativity. No one can ever take that away. He is who he is. Gifts come without repentance. So
right.
That's him. That's always going to be part of him. Whether he can pin it just right, whether he got to tell it to somebody else to get it done, whatever, no one can take that away from him. Some people just have that natural God-given ability that no matter what, they can make it happen.
Right. Fantasia said, so I never got my high school diploma. Instead, I got my GED. That's what's up. That's what's up.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, because I got my GD.
Yeah, listen, can I tell y'all how many times I failed the test by like 2 points and had to go back until I got it?
Wow. Staying Safe said, I'm a real victim. I still suffer from PTSD. I wanted zero from that devil. Nothing. He's still in prison. No monetary sugar honey iced tea can take away the nightmare.
No, man, listen. I sleep with can I tell y'all I sleep with a fan on every night? There's air in my house. I sleep with a fan on every night to kill. I can't take the dead silence. When it thunders and lightnings, it takes me back to a place of what I went through. So trust me, staying safe. I understand. So, we learn ways to cope with it, like you never really get past it.
So question, do you think, do you think that he should just destroy like, I guess like when he come out, as far as like fake friends and all that, or you think he just need to just wipe it all away?
I think it's time to start fresh. If you have the chance to start fresh, start fresh. That's it. Keep those that have rocked with you, that have been there for you. Still be who you are, but see who people are for real. And if this doesn't teach you a lesson, then I don't know how much more you need to go through to realize that, okay, there's something greater for me. There's something more that I'm supposed to be doing. He's been given another chance.
Right.
He hasn't been sentenced yet, but whether that chance is in prison, the point is he still has breath in his body. So right. It's not.
I'm just looking at it realistically, that the appeal is definitely gonna come. I pray that with all of the holes and stuff, the appeal, he wins it all.
Because of the way the money is going, some things are going to change, and you all have to be ready for that change. Some things are going to change because he can't pay the $1 million attorneys anymore, and he can't this, that, and the fourth. It's going to take some real people that understand hurt, trauma, that can put it all together to make it be what it's going to be.
So, Deb, do you want to take some calls? You want some people to call in if they want to ask a question?
Come on, call in.
Look, if y'all want to ask Deborah or me a question, call in. 685. I think that's the number. Wait a minute.
You're wrong.
678-545-2955.
You don't know your own
I'm
number.
getting old. 678-545-2955. Call in if you have any questions. I know Fantasia was calling in, but she called the wrong phone.
She called your personal phone?
Yeah.
You used to call me on my cell phone. Oh, is it late night then?
Oh, shucks.
It's only 10:45. It's only 10:45.
But see, I make the first call out. I forgot how I work over here. I ain't doing it so long. Let's see.
No, I don't know.
Right. But Deborah, I enjoy your here. Look, we gonna go, and Deborah have shows on Mondays. We gonna invade her show, Dream Team, every Monday. Let's get them likes up for her. Hey, Fantasia. Hey, put you had a question?
No, I ain't got no question.
Okay, you said you was trying to call in, right?
Yeah, but I ain't had no question.
Okay, well, say what you wanted to say.
I had a question, call in, so I ain't called back in because I ain't got no question. I had a statement.
Okay, well, make your statement.
Okay, I was just gonna say, you read the second comment, but on my first comment, I was just basically relating to the women in the chat, but I had multiple instances with me. So one of the ones I was sharing in the chat was basically, it was a principal of the school. He built the school, all that stuff, and pretty much, I was going through a rough time, and then when I was going through my rough time or whatever and whatnot,
much, to make a long story short, he wanted me to fuck on him for my high school diploma, and I didn't do it. So that's why I ended up getting my GED. I never got my high school diploma because that guy pretty much the creep, you know what I'm saying? And come to find out years later, he tried to run for mayor in my state where I live. And it really mind blew me because I wanted to just air his ass out. I really did, because it was like, okay, I know I'm not the only person that you did this to. My cousin, she actually did it and got her high school diploma, so he tried to proposition me in that type of light as well, thinking that I was going to be just like her and do it, but I didn't. So it was like, once I seen him run for mayor and I saw his face across the TV screen, I literally had a whole meltdown. So to be honest, the way that certain women in this case is moving is not calling out a victim. And me being a victim of multiple situations, I don't see it. I really just don't see it. But that's all I had to say.
Okay. So Deborah, if you had to give Fantasia any advice, any type of encouragement of moving forward, what would you give her? What would you say?
Deal with it. And I know that's easier said than done, but stop just putting it in the back of your mind. Listen, because I didn't deal with so much, it has affected my today. So don't let what has happened in your past continue to affect your now. And when you see certain things and reminded of certain things, like it just sends you overboard. But I get that feeling like you ain't seen them in 10 years. And then all of a sudden, here they come as the poster boy for, Captain Crunch cereal. And it's like, hold up. Oh, I get it.
Yeah, but thank you for that though. I'm actually healed. I mean, me personally, I did go to counseling. I did not like the therapy sessions I was in because I did not want to relive certain situations. So I found myself being more of myself, like being self-dependent, pretty much. So I just took pretty much everything that happened to me. I took it all in a plate and I put it on a plate. I wrote it all down on a plate and I broke the plate. When I broke the plate, that was the burial funeral for it. That was it. No more thinking about it. No more, if I see this person across the TV screen, don't feel nothing. You know what I'm saying? I just became completely numb to so much emotions when it comes to other people that I would be like, okay, it is what it is and what it ain't gonna be. Okay. Other than that, I'm okay.
And that's what's up. That's what it's about.
All right. All right, Fantasia, we get somebody else on here because somebody tried to call in.
I'm about to say somebody back in.
All right. Call back in. If not, I'm gonna call you.
See, I guess my question to people would be, now I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that people who were once predators can change?
Yes. Yes. I believe they can change if they want to change.
Mm-hmm.
But in order to change, you have to change within yourself.
You gotta realize you got a problem.
Right. Or at least go get help. And the first step to change is admitting that you have a problem.
That's it.
If you don't admit, or if you don't look and see that you got a problem, then you can say I changed all day, but that change is just a cover just pulled over until the first change it get to come out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm gonna call a person that called back and see what they say.
Did they get scared?
Hello, this DanaJay Live. How can I help you?
Yes, I'm going to know, but I
Uh-huh.
and I will not face my shooter. I will not put him in jail or prison. I don't have issues with him. I have stayed away from him. Period. Point blank.
Okay.
I don't understand how they got on that line the way they did.
Wow. And she
I
said
I
that,
didn't really hear what she said.
and she said that she'd been raped before, but she didn't put her accuser in jail, and she don't want to see him. She don't want nothing from him, and she can't understand how the ladies got on the stand and lied the way they did.
And like I said, again, it's different for everybody. Me, when it happened to me, because I was in foster care, the state took them to court. I didn't even go. I didn't want to be there. Now, when it happened to my daughter,
Thank you, Ashley.
when it happened to my daughter, I felt like I was doing her a disservice if I didn't fight for her.
Right.
The natural me wanted to fight a different way, but I knew that that was not the way. So yes, the young man that did it to her, he's 20 years in prison.
So question.
But then again, too, the only way that I would go after my rapist.
What'd she say?
And she said, for the only way she would go after her rapist, and then she stopped. Keep going. Caller.
She might need to call your line directly.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, call me right back. And the one that just called, call back. Ashley said, what made you love your abuser?
Because of who he was.
Are you live with DanaJay? How can I help you? Hello, caller. Are you live on DanaJay? How can I help you?
Oh, I'm sorry, my name. I'm calling from Gary, Indiana.
Okay.
And I just wanted to know, did anybody ever ask for aptitude test for Robert Sylvester Kelley? Can he comprehend anything? A lot of geniuses, prodigies, have special needs. Did anybody ever test him for his special needs?
Did they touch his sight?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Normally a psychologist would have been brought in, and it just doesn't seem like any of the extra steps.
Tested for that because there's a federal thing that everybody counts when you have special needs, and I think that should be looked at.
Okay. When I speak with his legal team, I'll definitely make mention of that. Yeah,
because if he can't test past 7th, 8th, 9th grade level, then he's a special needs child, which means everybody counts, which is a federal law that he's supposed to be taken care of for his special needs.
Okay.
So I think that should be brought up, and also would be brought up should be the counts of time that they're trying to give him in prison compared to the time they've given him the charges that was brought up against Jeffrey Epstein. They need to bring those comparisons together. His attorneys need to study both cases and see how the civil rights and racial discrimination is being charged against Kelley.
Okay.
I definitely think they've spent a lot of time fighting the actual charges instead of, like she says, figuring out the underlying issue, because then you can fight differently. When you know the root of something, you can fight the situation differently. They're just fighting against what these people have said. It's like fighting against the wind. The wind's always going to win. So you're fighting against words.
Okay.
I mean, let's say, for instance, Stevie Wonder is a musical prodigy, but he's blind. He's still a special needs person.
Certainly. Ray Charles, absolutely.
Yeah. So if you look at the things they're trying, and it's mutiny in this camp. We know it's mutiny in the camp. Everybody want to bring him down for financial gain, but that has nothing to do with his special needs as a disabled person.
No, nothing at all.
Wow. Wow.
Nothing at all. People that, you know, when you talk about his special need, people that brought people to him, people that sent notes and all of this other stuff.
They knew then when they brought those people to him.
Yeah. Y'all brought people to him. Y'all were writing phone numbers. Y'all were sending notes.
Not me.
Not you, silly. You stupid. But those people in the camp.
You know, if everybody took time out and looked at the underlying issues of Robert Sylvester Kelley, I think they would find other avenues to justify him.
Okay.
And make him whole and bring him home.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, but I agree. Let me get another call on here. Thank you for calling, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm 62 years old, and I'm just rooting for him.
Yes, ma'am. But that means you're 26 years old. I hear you. Have a good day. Ashley asks, what made you love your abuser?
Well, it was a very close family member, and I mean, I thought they loved me, like they were immediate family close, and I thought the person loved me, like cared about my well-being, and I didn't know no better. And so to this day, I mean, it's weird. I swear to y'all. And when I say love them, I don't mean like I love them, like I want to be with them, but I see beyond all of that. I'm not even, can I tell you, I'm not even mad no more. Like, it took me a long time, like, to get there. Abusers normally, after they get what they want out of you, they throw you to the side and you're left like, what's wrong? What'd I do? What's wrong with me? And I went through that. I literally went through that. And then going through that, it just gave, I don't know. Y'all call me weird. I don't know. I just, like I said, everybody does a spin differently. And for me, I chose to just not remain angry. I got kids I gotta raise, you know, but it makes me very mindful with them, especially my daughters and my sons, you know, so.
And Nikki asks, was your abuser a caretaker? If it is too personal, she apologized.
Yeah, it was a caretaker.
Wow. Hey, Janet.
It was a caretaker. I mean, it's personal, but I talk to help somebody else because there's somebody else that may never speak up, that may never say anything. And yeah, I'm a face that you've never seen before, may never see anytime again, but I'm a real person with real issues. And like I said, getting ready to be 45, don't think that I still don't suffer, because I do. I just choose to
Hey,
fight.
Brother Gray. Wow, that's deep. And it's like, and it's crazy because, if y'all want to call in, call in. The call-in number is 678. That's a shame, I don't remember.
You got to wait for it to come up. That
Right.
call-in number is going to be
right.
As soon as it comes across the screen.
The call-in number is
678-545
2955.
I'm gonna need you to put that on a little post-it so you
Right,
ain't
and
gotta
put it right there.
across the screen. Y'all pray for him and pray for him, y'all.
Right, and definitely we're gonna definitely come and check out Deborah's channel on Facebook.
I'm on Facebook. I do something called Monday Matters. I definitely deal with real issues from the church side and the natural side and all of those things. So same way Dana's on here, we talking tonight. This is me on Monday Matters. It's for 30 minutes. I only do 30 minutes, 8 to 8:30. I call it the adult time. You know, we get into some stuff and we get into it quick. But you know, listen, whatever you're struggling with, if you're a survivor, be strong in your survival. You know, be strong in your survival. Don't keep hiding it, because the words you say might just help somebody else.
So Deborah, and before we go.
Yes, because I gotta get up at 6 a.m.
Right. Where can they find you at?
You can find me in Fort Valley, Georgia, in the house that I just bought.
No, I'm talking about on Facebook. And she throw that up there. You know what? I'm going to Fort Valley next week, y'all. I'm gonna go next week.
Come on down to Fort Valley. Come on now.
I'm gonna come next week.
Yeah, we bought a house. Praise the Lord. I'm I'm on Facebook, Deborah Murray, DebraMurray. It might come up as Psalmist Deborah Murray, but I'm on there. I have a YouTube channel, which is Deborah Murray as well. But can I be honest with y'all? I need this team that Dana got because I'm not faithful. Like I got kids, I work from home, got a lot going on in here trying to do DIY, all kind of crazy stuff.
So you need the dream team. You know what? Y'all here, and we're gonna bring Deborah on as official member of the dream team, y'all.
Listen, I need it because I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't really have time, but I'm the saved side. Dana's that worldly side.
You know what?
We're gonna keep him lifted up.
Just for that.
May the Lord watch. Lift your dirty hands before a clean God and give him some glory. But yeah, man. So yeah, I'm on social media. If you just decide you want to inbox me, because my page ain't private, you can inbox me. You got questions, you want to know something, if I can help you, I promise you, there's nothing too far off, nothing too crazy. If I can't answer it, I got some other people that can definitely help you.
She's gonna get an answer from somewhere.
Listen, that's what we gotta do as survivors, as people. We gotta bond together and really stop holding on to what we got going on. Because what we got going on, I promise you, if you just let it go, it'll help you and it'll help somebody else.
So, and you just took everything I was about to say, because I was about to say, send a message to the real survivors, what you just said.
Hey, listen. And real survivors don't wear t-shirts. We don't put on this. I'm just gonna be real with you. I'm now, unless you're going to like a women's conference or you're going to the Survivor Series or something, you don't walk around with, I survived being molested. I survived being raped. You know, it's not a badge to be worn. It's a life to be lived.
Right.
It's not a badge that you wear. This ain't the Girl Scout, because Girl Scouts, you get badges for certain things. You don't get badges in this survival. You don't. You just learn how to live life a lot differently and be okay. That's my Monday Matters saying, y'all. It's okay to not be okay. It's just not okay to stay that way.
Wow. And also, Dream Team, Deborah don't know that we do have a cooking channel over here. So we definitely is going to invite you to the cooking channel. Right now, the king is me.
That's because y'all, Dana can't cook.
Girl, stop. All of them going to tell you you're a lie. They done seen me cook from scratch on camera.
Did y'all taste it? Y'all saw him cooking.
Great.
But I'm gonna need 4 of y'all to show up in the room. This nigga.
I had a taste tester. But I had a taste tester here, and they said it was great. It's people in the chat, but that came to the cook-off that I have, because listen, Deborah, I have cook-offs every year.
Dana, please bring your dream team. Pull up in Fort Valley.
We are officially inviting Deborah to the cook-off this year, which is going to be in Fort Valley, actually, to be exact.
Wonderful. And
we're going to get an Airbnb like we do. And the way we do it is we get an Airbnb and we'll set it up, and everybody have their time to cook a dish. And then we all taste test, or if we want to, go feed the homeless, we'll do it that way and everything. But I ain't cooking against you.
Listen, you know what they say about these arms, right?
I ain't cooking against you. I'll be the first one to say, wait a minute. Miss Deborah, we know about the mac and cheese. Oh,
come on here. Y'all know about them arms? Man, listen, y'all. Listen. No matter what you're going through, learn to laugh. Right. Learn to find an outlet. Don't let life pass you by and you be 50 and 70 and like, oh, and I remember. No, come on. Now is the time to get up from where you are, make memories, live life. If you're going to wear a badge, wear your badge proud. Walk the walk, work the work, and help somebody else. Just don't eat Dana's cooking.
Yeah, whatever. We love you, Deborah, and we want to say thank you for stopping past.
Listen, dream
anytime
team,
you want to come home or come through.
DanaJay, to all the listeners, listen, God bless y'all. keep looking up. Things got to get better, and we're going to help it be better. All right. I love you, Dana. I'll talk to you later.
Love you back. All right.
Bye.
What you gonna do now? Hope you're ready, 'cause I'm really about to put it down. Tonight I wanna spend it you.
I don't like to waste time on stupid conversation. There's no profit in that. So if I'm around people that are always complaining with no solutions, then I'm wasting real estate in my brain for what I need to project. What I project in my brain is what I project in my reality. So that real estate only has to be for evolution, things that are going to help me get where I got to go. You understand? Help me evolve. So if my conversation with you makes me stagnate, we don't have too much conversation either. I don't have no time for no stupid ass conversation.
Let me turn this car around. Something don't feel right. She wasn't supposed to find out about a love affair. The plan was not for her to walk right in on both of us. I did not plan for things to go down like this, that's my word. I swear I'd take it back if I could to keep from hurting her. How could I be so stupid to think that I could bring somebody in our home? The way we sleeping around without you finding out. If I don't get another chance, girl, I understand because I sent you off to be with her, but you made a U-turn. You made a U-turn. You thought that I would be gone for a while. You made a U-turn. I made a U-turn. She slipped through the back door, checked out the window, and then got in bed with her. You made a U-turn. Boy, you must have thought I was stupid. I was only stupid for thinking you would do this to me. When I'm gone, you're checking to see when I am coming home. But I know you're not alone, so I left the house with Stacy. Said I was going to Macy's. You gave me your credit card, blew a kiss and said bye, baby. You said buy what I want and buy something nice for Stacy. And you don't like Stacy, so I knew something was crazy. You set me up to be with her. You made a U-turn. Yes, I did. I thought that you would be gone for a while. You made a U-turn. You made a U-turn. She slipped through the back door. You checked out the window and then got in bed with her. And I made a U-turn. I gave you money plus my car to go on a shopping spree. Tell me what good is your money if you're gonna lie to me. Sometimes I lie just to get you out of the studio. What? And she would be down and stripping for me in the studio. Oh no, I know it's bogus shit, but why'd you do this, Kelly? You said you loved me, but how could you hurt me? You thought I'd be gone. I thought that you would be gone for a while. You made a U-turn. You made a U-turn.